beware, beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment. Radical radio. Don't know why they say that, but radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Friday morning, everybody. Just remember, Hot Talk 1190 AM, the Patriot. Talk so hot, you'll think you're in hell. And if you're listening to my show, you probably are. What a great day. Great day as always. A little cold outside. That's the weather report. I want to thank a couple of my friends, loyal listeners, Douglas Meyer and Cindy Matthews. They work for FGM Logistics at 2400. They're located at 2400 Broadway in East St. Louis. Doug and Cindy and all the guys there at FGM Logistics. They listen every day, and we want to thank them. We want to thank everybody. Can't believe the listeners we have. I get stopped in the street all day long. I had some proud blacks yesterday down in East St. Louis stop me and said, Bob, we agree with what you say. Said, we're not thin-skinned. I couldn't believe these two guys come up. They were, I guess, did construction. They said, we appreciate it, Bob. Now, those are proud black people. See, they know what's going on. They're not trying to take and use their race to get ahead of the game. These two proud black men were out in the cold, apparently doing some construction. They didn't ask anybody to give them anything. They didn't want anybody to offer them anything, maybe other than some more work. Hard-working, proud black men. They don't like the asswipe Nicaraguans any more than the white people do. And I don't like the lazy-ass whites. You know, that gives us all a bad name. But then I get some hate mail now. I got to say that. I get some hate mail. And actually, I like hate mail better than nice mail. Because at least I know I've got people thinking. And I told you yesterday, I'm not a radio guy. I'm an angry American who has commandeered the airways for an hour, maybe two down the road. But I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. You hear the disclaimer day in and day out. It's going to be scary and ugly. It's not quite, that's kind of a lie. It's not as ugly as my face or as scary as my face, but the show's pretty scary and pretty ugly. And you hear the disclaimer, not proudly, but shamefully presents Bob Romanik. Because, see, I'm a dead man walking. I don't give a damn. I'm going to say what I want, and if it pisses you off, it's just going to have to piss you off. But I do want to thank those two proud black men. Made me feel good. Because I'm not a racist, and I get tired of saying I'm not a racist. But I'm going to tell you the way I feel, and you know why I can do that? Because I'm an American. I'm not going to sit back. You know, guys say, you're making it a little bit too racial. You know, if we've got cancer, and in this country we have racial cancer, divide between the blacks and the whites, the proud blacks and the proud whites, and it's the politicians, both black and white, both Democrats and Republicans, that want to keep it going. See, this show, I think I'm letting people understand. I'm giving them the insight to all this crap. And I think I'm making them think, both black and white. The black saying, hey, you know what? These white guys are right. And the white saying, maybe we're not right all the time. There's always problems. And I'm going to bring up a lot of racial problems because I want to address the racial problems because I want harmony between the blacks and the whites. We don't have to all live together. Blacks don't have to live next door to the whites or vice versa. You know, to me, and this is me, far from being a racist, we're like dogs and cats. We can get along, but we have different likes, dislikes, different tastes, different areas we want to be in. So does that make us bad that we want to be separated sometime? You go down to East St. Louis, I challenge you, unless it's political time, to see a white person in the congregation at the vast, vast majority of the churches in East St. Louis. I've been in them. And when I'm in them, it's because it was for political reasons. I'm not the most religious guy in town, but I tell you, I'm probably just, if not more so religious than some of these ass-white preachers, both black and white. You know, they're playing the game. They don't give a damn about God. They give a damn about money. They give a damn about prestige. They give a damn about being the leader of their community, their church community. You know, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what some of these preachers do. But anyway, we can be separated. We don't have to be integrated all the time. The blacks and whites, we can get together. But at the end of the day, if the blacks want to move to one area, the whites want to move to the other, that's their prerogative. Doesn't make us racist on either side. But some of these bastards, both black and white, the Ku Klux Klan, they're a bunch of no-count, ignorant, stupid racists. The skinheads are a bunch of no-count, stupid racists. These black life groups are a bunch of low-life racists. You know, see on TV, and I'm not a big sports fan, but LeBron James, he plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers, one hell of an athlete. He's black. They go to New York. The Cleveland Cavaliers go to New York to play basketball against the New York Knicks. LeBron James refused to stay at a Trump-owned hotel, and a couple of his black teammates did the same. Now, how racist is that? White guys never would have got away with that. And I think the blacks are mad because Obama didn't get reelected for a third term. The ignorant blacks, I mean, not the intelligent, proud blacks. I think some of the blacks are mad because the white people came out and they spoke all throughout this great country. And they spoke loud and clear. We want Donald Trump. Now, the blacks are not going to have Hillary Clinton. They're not going to have an extension of Barack Obama's 8 years. But I want to ask all you proud blacks and you scumbag blacks, or scumbag whites, I don't care, our proud whites, what has Obama done to facilitate success in jobs, in education, in health care for the black community the last 8 years? I don't see one iota of improvement in the black community all throughout St. Clair, Madison, all throughout the St. Louis area. I see a lot more killings over in St. Louis. What has Obama done with somebody, some proud black? I'm not going to jump your ass. For 8 years in office as a president, all the good that this man, Barack Obama, could have done, and I don't give a damn if he's black or white, but everybody touted, especially the black community, everybody touted Obama, first black president. Who the hell cares what color you are if you're doing something for your country, for your community? Hell, I've done more for East St. Louis as a white man than Obama's done 8 years in office as president of this great United States. And they know it down there. Whites have done a lot more for the blacks down in East St. Louis. Maybe not a whole lot more, but done more than the black politicians have done down in East St. Louis. Maybe a white want to call me. What has Obama done for not just the black community who touted, we want a black president. That wasn't racist, though. I wanted Trump, a white president. Makes me a racist, doesn't it? See, I'm tired of that double standard. I'm not going to take that crap. But anyway, anybody other than LeBron James, they'd have said, hey, you idiot, you're staying at the hotel that the ball players stay at. That wasn't a political statement by LeBron James. That was a racial statement saying, hey, he's white, I didn't want him. Now you let the whites say, hey, I'm not going to the hotel that Obama stayed in or Obama owned. They'd never say that. They'd be suspended forever. The NAACP, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, that greasy, big-head, stupid son of a bitch. They'd be all over the TV, all over the radio. What a racist ball player he is. He'd probably get suspended. Nobody would want him. But it's okay for LeBron James, a black man, to refuse to go to a white hotel? Hell, it'd be different. Trump, you should have said, hey, you black son of a bitch, I don't want you. You're black. I don't want you in my hotel. Then I'll bet you LeBron James would have helped Pickett to get in that hotel. And all I'm saying, people, this racial crap, it's got to be a two-way street. You're only racist, and I've talked to so many white people, and they're afraid to talk. They all say this, and I half believe it. If I hear about a racial act on TV, I could be Ray Charles. I wouldn't have to see who was the defendant and who was the victim. But I guarantee if they say it's a racial situation, it'll be a white guy or a white person doing something to a black person. You never hear about a black being a racist. What do they call? Will a black answer this for me or anybody? A white person who disrespects or hurts a black person because of their race is called a racist. What is a black person who hurts or disrespects a white person? What are they called? I know they're not called racist. They got to be called something. You see what I'm saying, people, about equal treatment? You see what I'm saying about the National Association for Majority Equality? Just want equal treatment. You know, since we're on the ball theme, I remember years back, Charles Barkley on national television said, talking to a white reporter, I guess he had a bad game, I can't remember, had a bad day. And he got to the point, he said, hey, listen, I don't like white people. Now, he said that on national television. Now he's on NBC and ESPN. You let a white guy, remember old Jimmy the Greek? He said that the blacks were better athletes because they had a different bone in their legs. That's why they could jump so high. That wasn't a racial statement. But I'll tell you what, the blacks got pissed, and guess what? His career was over. I don't see Charles Barkley's career over. I don't see LeBron James' career over. I see also in the paper, since we're on the subject, it kind of pisses me off. Exposed Steve Harvey, racist rant. You know Steve Harvey? He's really nice on Family Feud, and he hugs the white people and the black people. Says here, they've got tapes of him. I don't give a SHI, you know what it is, about America. Also says, spit on white people. Go assault old white people. This is all on audio tape that a gentleman has, and I guess was trying to extort money from Steve Harvey. It's all over the place. What's happening to Steve Harvey? He gets show after show after show. And for the black community, you know I'm right. See, most white people won't talk about it. I'm going to talk about it because that's what's in my mind today. And if you don't like it, turn it off and prove me wrong. More than that, prove me wrong. In the other tapes, it says Steve Harvey moaned about having only 30 minutes to tell how he hates whites. This gentleman accused the comic of being more dangerous than the Ku Klux Klan. He can get away with it. Steve Harvey can get away with it. LeBron James can get away with it. Charles Barkley can get away with it. You can't get away with it. I can't get away with it. The old guy who said there was one extra bone in a black man's leg, didn't get away with it. Jimmy the Greek, remember? They yanked him off the air in about 30 seconds because here come the NAACP. Somebody told me the NAACP, now if I can remember, National Association Against, NAACP, National Association Against Caucasian Progress or something. But a lot of times that's what it is. You know the NAACP, they're not going to say if a white man's right. They're going to make it racial. They're always going to make it racial. Look at that Colin Kaepernick from the San Francisco 49ers. He's not a racist. He's just a complete idiot. Going to bend down for the flag, but they don't mess with him. Going to kneel for the Star-Spangled Banner. They wouldn't let a white guy get away with it. Remember in the white, I think it was the Dallas Cowboys? They tried to put a blue ribbon on their helmet to support law enforcement. The league wouldn't let them do that. Wouldn't let them do that. They can wear Black Lives Matter shirts to school. You can't wear a Ku Klux Klan shirt to school. Why not in this great country? And now, I see here in Florida, evidence prompts arrest of ex-NFL's players killing. This ex-NFL player, McKnight, black guy, got in a road rage incident with this white guy named Gazer, and they both had concealed carries. And it said that McKnight had a gun in his car, had no evidence that he used it, but they were investigating it. But now all of a sudden, more than 250 people wanted to talk to about identifying license plates in the area, and they conducted more than 160 interviews. The sheriff said several witnesses made statements contradicting Gasser's, the shooter's, statements, and that was the key to making the arrest. Now, that's the white guy going to jail because now the blacks are coming out of the woodwork saying they saw this white guy just gun down this football player. But it says the football player is the one that came to the car, got out of his car, and approached the white guy. Now, you know, it says this McKnight, the black guy, confronted Gazer, who was seated in his car. Gazer pulled out a gun and shot him. I guess this McKnight said, "I'll kill you, I'll beat your ass." He's a big football player. But now I wonder if these are the same witnesses that were just happened to be in Ferguson when Hands Up, Don't Shoot. Remember that? Remember every black? And I got to say, it was black. It wasn't white. If it was white, I'd say white. Every black. No, Michael Brown had his hands up, had his back turned, got shot in the back. He kept telling him, "My hands are up, don't shoot." Remember that hands up, don't shoot crap? They're still using it because they want to change history. They want to change the facts. And we got to live. People, we got to live together. But we got to live equally. We got to live equal. People say, "Hey, Romanik, you're getting a little bit too racial on your show." And you know what I say? Kiss my white, hairy, red, white, and blue, stinkled, wrinkled, old ass. Because I'm going to tell you the way I feel. And I guarantee you, every proud white person who's not a racist is sitting there listening to me and agreeing. And every proud black person is sitting there agreeing with me. Now, the scumbags, the black and white scumbags, the protesters, the ones that don't come out except to loot and rob and steal and burn and destroy, now they're going to be against me. But we are America's voice of freedom, definitely the patriot. Feel free to call toll-free 1-888-39-1430 or on the east side 394-1190. That's toll-free 1-888-394-1430 on the east side 394-1190. I want to speak to this Kurt Prenzler situation. You got this asswipe in the Belleville News Slimocrat, and I like it, and I don't mind. Anybody that sends a letter to the editor about me, if it's bad, they got it in there, and that's okay. I like the publicity. People have called me and said, "Bob, we've sent in complimentary letters about you because we believe in you." You never see those in the paper, but that's okay. That's their prerogative. Unlike me, who tell my enemies, call me anytime. I want to give you all equal time. But this Brad Weinstein, he's the editorial opinion writer, talks about Kurt Prenzler's. Prenzler hands laurels to minion. Now, I don't know if this guy was there, Brad Weinstein. I'm sure he wasn't. Do a nasty article on Kurt Prenzler. He handed the gavel over to someone after he was sworn in. Now, you know, I think Mr. Prenzler did that because he doesn't want to be a big shot. He doesn't want to sit there and stand tall and say, hey, I'm the big shot. I think Kurt Prenzler just wants to run Madison County the proper way. But this asswipe newspaper, this is one man's opinion, some little Jewish guy's opinion, I guess. Prenzler opening move was a delay to pick on Monday. He touted out only 2 of his new cabinet, per se. Said the rest will come later this month. Well, he's got every right to take his time. They're doing the same thing to Trump. They're beating him up. He hasn't even been sworn in as president of this great United States. You're taking too long. You got too many generals. All the naysayers. And there's a lot of blacks involved in that. But they're pissed off. It says they elected Madison County, elected a new county board chairman. His name is Kurt Prenzler. He is expected to chair the meetings. Well, that's not so much true. He can chair them, but if he's having a bad day or his voice is out, he can always relinquish that honor to somebody else for the time being. You don't know if Prenzler was sick. You don't know if he had a cold. You don't know if his throat was hurting. All you're going to do is spit poison on a decent man up in Madison County. Mr. Prenzler, if you're listening, or anybody who's listening that knows Kurt, let him know. I'd like to have him call me because I know he'll defend himself. But it just really pisses me off. It says in the paper, you say that you did that because the other person has more experience. I salute you, Mr. Prenzler, because if I don't know, if I'm the boss and I don't know something, I'm going to ask one of my workers, one of my employees, one of my friends, somebody down the street. I'm going to ask somebody if I'm smart enough to know I'm not that smart that I know everything. But you want to make something bad out of something good? This man's just took office. You're bitching because he hasn't replaced all of the department heads that he can replace. He's replaced a couple. Maybe he's like Trump. Maybe he wants to take his time so he gets the best qualified candidates. But the newspaper, this Brad Weinstein, boy, you piece of crap, Brad Weinstein from the Belleville News Slimocrat, want to make something bad about it. No, I think it's something good. I think people know their limitations. I think the intelligent people know their limitations and know when to hold them and when to fold them. Maybe Kurt Prenzler doesn't know about Robert's Rules of Order or however they run Madison County. So he give it to somebody that did until he gets versed in it. You know, if I got a person training to fly a plane, I'm not going to shard him if he says, hey, Bob, I'm going to let the real pilot take over, somebody that knows what they're doing. And I think maybe, and I don't know for a fact, I think maybe that's what Kurt Prenzler. So anybody, if you know Kurt Prenzler, I just read this article, or I would have called him, because I want him to defend himself, even though I don't believe he has anything to defend. The newspaper going to come out. They're going to run. They want to run Madison County. You ass wipes at the Belleville News Slimocrat. You can kiss my ass. You can put crap about me every day in the paper. Just make sure you spell my name right. We are Hot Talk 1190, The Patriot. Talk so hot, you'll think you're in hell, and you probably are. We've got some callers. Callers, hold on. We're going to take a hard break. We'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice. You hear me, Kern? Not bisexual voice of freedom, but you can talk free, Kern. But we are America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio, not the racist radio, as we've been called, but radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm hanging tough.
Well, me too. I'm trying to hang tough, but it's rough sometime. What's on your plate today, sir? What can I do for you, or what can you do for me more so than that?
Yeah. The reason I'm calling, I've just been listening and observing your station there for the last month. How you and Mark Karen been going, how you've been traumatizing Mark Karen.
What have I been doing to Kern? I didn't get that word, sir.
Traumatizing him. You want to call a man a bitch and everything, all this kind of carrying on. I don't think that's right. That's not right, Bob.
Now, hey, Randy, wait a minute. Let me tell you. And are you a proud? I'm going to hear it. You're proud and black, aren't you? Let me hear it.
Yeah, I'm proud and black, and I'm from Brooklyn.
Well, hey, then you got to be proud and black from Brooklyn, because I don't think there's any whites here. Randy, let me tell you what. I would agree with you at some point, but let me tell you, if Kern and Sprague came after your family, after your son, because they couldn't get you, what would you do to him as a proud black man? You'd go up there and kill him, wouldn't you? Come on.
Most likely.
Okay, most likely.
If I know it for a fact.
Well, but see, Randy, I know it for a fact, but I'm a little bit nicer than you. See, you'd go up and kill him. I wouldn't go. Well, never mind. I wouldn't say I wouldn't. I don't want to lie to you, but I don't want to hurt him physically. I want to hurt him professionally. I've insulted him. I've embarrassed him. I've humiliated him. And that's probably better than killing them, don't you think, at the end of the day? I don't go to jail, and they still walk in the street, in their dresses, of course. But, see, Randy, you got to understand the situation. But I agree with you, Randy, and we talked off the air. Man, talk about me like that. I'd defend myself, wouldn't you?
Well, sometimes, some things you have to just let go. You know?
Well, if I called you a bitch and a faggot, would you let it go?
Well, if I know I'm not, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm gonna let you talk. So I can call you. I can call you anything I want, and you don't care. Yeah, you call me anything you want. Call me. Oh, you don't put your hand on me. When you put your hand on me, then we got a problem.
Okay, and I feel the same way. Then why can't I call Kern? You're saying I can call you anything that I want, but you're telling me that you don't like me calling Kern anything that I want. Why does it make any difference? Because you're black and he's white? Is that why?
No.
Come on.
I guess he kind of handled it more professionally.
Oh yeah, he's a professional, all right. He's a professional. I would think if you'd ever seen him running down the street in some of the dresses that the guys have sent him. You know, people have sent him dresses. When he was in the parades this summer, they threw dresses at him. Now, would you take that crap? Now, Randy, you're one hell of a man, proud black man. I don't think you'd take that crap from me. Come on. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Come on, faggot. Come on. You going to take it?
So you saying you're a fag, huh?
No, I'm calling you a faggot. Are you going to take it? You don't give a damn? Hell yes, you give a damn. If you thought I was serious, you'd be up here at the radio station wanting to beat my ass. Am I right or wrong? As a proud black man. Now tell me.
I'm going to let you talk, Bob. I'll let you talk.
Okay, well then this is what I'll say to you. You're a better man than I am, because somebody comes after my family, I'd come after them. If you don't feel that way, I got to take that proud in front of me calling you black. I'll just call you black. I can't call you a proud black man. If I said, wait a minute, Randy, what if I said something bad about your mama? Come on.
That's you talking.
Okay, but I can say whatever I want, and it doesn't bother you.
No.
Okay. What if I call you a nigger? Does that bother you? Come on. No, Randy. You said I could call you anything I wanted. Now, I just obliged you. That doesn't...
I know you got some racism about... I know that for what?
Well, I'm just asking you. That doesn't bother you?
No.
Okay,
no,
well, okay. All right, then if that doesn't bother you, and me talking about your mama doesn't bother you, I don't even want to talk to you, Randy, because I think you're in la-la land. So, hey, thanks to anything, I'll give you I won't give you the last word. I'll give you the second to the last word. You want to cuss me out? What do you want to say before you go? I'm giving you the second to the last word.
I'm saying what I had to say.
Okay, bitch. You have a good day. I appreciate the call. Hey, I'll tell you, it's unbelievable. Now, that guy, I guarantee you, now, people, he said I could call him anything I wanted. You heard me? Then I called him. And he said it was okay. So I proved my point, didn't I? I proved my point earlier when I said the N-word really doesn't bother the black folks unless some of them think they're going to get something for it. You heard that black man there. He didn't give a damn I used the N-word on him. And I didn't use the N-word on the proud black community. I used the N-word on him because he said I could say anything I wanted to say. And apparently he was okay with it. So maybe we put that word back up. Maybe we put that word back up in the vocabulary because it didn't hurt that gentleman. You heard what he said. But anyway, Charles called before. And Charles, you want to call back? I talked to him off the air. And he said, hey, Bob, you compared the Black Lives Matter movement with the Ku Klux Klan. Sure I did. Because all the Black Lives Matter, all they say is Black Lives Matter. They don't care about the white lives. In the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, they don't care about the black lives. But the Ku Klux Klan is racist. Why isn't the Black Lives Matter movement? All that is a movement saying we don't like white people. All we care about is black people. Now, that's racist. Black Lives Matter. I don't care if it's Black Lives Matter or the Ku Klux Klan. They're both no good ass white groups. The Ku Klux Klan is a piece of crap, white crap, and the Black Lives Matter is a piece of black crap. Every lives matter. And the proud blacks will tell you that. They'll tell you, hey, we're not for that Black Lives Matter. We're for every life matters. See, and I get tired of that crap. But Charles, if you want to call again, go ahead. But I'm telling you, Black Lives Matter is just a nice word. Let's change the Ku Klux Klan to White Lives Matter. We'll make that the new organization, White Lives Matter. Unlike NAME, the National Association for Majority Equality, all we want is equal treatment. We've got Kurt Prinzler on the line. Mr. Chairman, how the heck you doing, sir?
Very good. We had an outstanding meeting last night, Bob, and you can understand we faced a lot of opposition.
Oh, a lot of opposition. You made history there in Madison County, Kurt. They're talking about you in Springfield and Chicago, but go ahead, sir.
Well, so we have faced a lot of opposition, but yesterday we went ahead and had a very good meeting, and the situation we had is really because of the transition. The election was November 8th, and so you can understand in a lame duck situation, there's not as much, there's a little bit of a question of who's in charge.
Well, and Kurt, let me to all the people, and it's self-serving. I don't want you to say it, but I guarantee you that transition period of yours is going to be hell because they're not going to do anything to make it easy for you coming in. You know that, don't you?
Well, yesterday was a great evening. We had a close vote on our first appointment. Basically, what we needed, Bob, is we had a lot of appointments that we wanted to make at that first meeting. And I will tell you that was my first meeting, and I probably could have done it a little better. But I'll tell you, we had a great meeting last night. It was a legal meeting. The first meeting was a legal meeting. There's no question about that. And as we go, what we did is we got last night appointed a county administrator and a director of information technology. And those are two key positions. There are a lot of departments in this county that need information technology. I mean, even in your radio, your station, you have a lot of technology, and so you just need people in place there. And then we needed a county administrator, and so that's why we called that special meeting, to get those two key positions. And I will tell you, when we did this, Bob, we gave all the county board members a resume and a job description, and so that they had the opportunity to evaluate these candidates. And this is much better than what's been done in the past. When in the past, what I've seen in my 6 years as county treasurer, it's been basically a rubber stamp. And often the county chairman came in and he would put the position, let's say, ABC department head. And he would put the position on the agenda with not even a name. And then he would announce the name of the meeting, and they would vote on it unanimously, and there was not any objection. Yeah. You understand that?
And no transparency. But, Kurt, what pisses me off, and this is Bob Romanik talking, not Kurt Prenzler, but Kurt is not calling to endorse what I'm saying. But see, Kurt, we love you, and the people of Madison County love you because you are transparent. But let me tell you, you know what I like about you, Kurt? You don't come off as a, hey, I know it all. Hey, you're not perfect, Kurt, and you're going to make mistakes as the county board chairman. You can go to sleep and make less mistakes than Al Dunstan. But for this news Slimocrat, I just felt compelled to address this because maybe at this point you don't know everything that the county board chairman does. You're not supposed to. You know, Alan Dunstan, Barack Obama, when they came to office, they had to learn. It's a learning process, and it'll continue. But I salute you for not being one of these I-know-it-all guys, that you're the one that's going to not take your authority and push people and say, hey, I'm doing it my way. No, you want to do it the right way, Kurt, and I want to salute you for that. In the newspaper, for whatever reason, they don't know anything about you, but they come out with this nasty bull crap.
Well, the one thing I want to say is I'm committed to transparency, and we're going to get better. And so what we're doing right now is with every appointment, we're presenting that resume to the county board members. We're presenting that job description and an opportunity for the county board members to speak to that person who's being pushed forward as to be appointed. And that's going to be, so I agree with transparency. We're going to do that going forward. That's why I ran. And also, it's my goal, and I think I did this at last night's meeting, I extended as much courtesy as I could to those people who were in opposition to me. And I will continue to do that because they're elected by the people, and that's just the right way to do things. And so the meeting took a little longer because people wanted to speak. That's normal, especially at these early meetings. And so that's kind of where things are. I'm committed to that.
And Mr. Chairman, let me tell you, and I don't have to tell you because you know and the people know, Donald Trump's an intelligent man, as are you. I think you're a little better looking than Donald. Your hair, you got a lot nicer hair than Donald. But anyway, he's got a Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Defense, Secretary this and that, because he doesn't know everything about everything. And Kurt, as the new county board chairman, you're not going to know everything about everything if you sit there 30 years. And I like the way that we've talked off the air, and you're going to delegate authority when you think it's better to delegate some authority to someone that's more versed in the professional field that you're asking. Why do people look down upon that? I think that's an intelligent thing to do. If you own that plane, Kurt, and you're not the best pilot, you're going to put the best pilot in there to pilot the plane. Why do people think that elected officials should know everything? I guess because most of these elected officials want you to think they know everything, and I think you, with your transparency, going to let people know it is a learning experience. You do want to be thorough with it, and I think that's what you've done at this last meeting, and I think that's what you'll continue to do for the good people of Madison County.
Well, I think the editorial that you're referring to referred to the first meeting that we had. Last night's meeting was outstanding, and it was very focused. We needed to get 2 key positions filled. We got that done. We got committee assignments made. So from here on in, the train is on the track.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, we want to congratulate you again for making history in the state of Illinois. You've taken a county that's been corrupt for all these years, and I think with your professional leadership and the help of your cabinet, the help of your department heads, that you'll make Madison County one of the best counties in the state of Illinois. Mr. Chairman, again, thank you very much for being transparent to the good people of Madison County.
Thank you, Bob.
Sir, you have a very good day. Now, there's Kurt Prenzler, chairman of Madison County. We can't get Mark Kern to say a damn thing. Kurt Prenzler will sit there. He'll talk to me. He doesn't endorse my show. He doesn't endorse what I say. He probably cringes when I talk. But he's going to fight through the dark side to let the people of Madison County, and I got a great listening audience in Madison County, let them know what's going on. Do you think Mark, the big faggot Kern, would do that? Hell no, he wouldn't do it. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. We've got a few minutes left, and my good friend should have been the new county board review member. I guarantee you he wouldn't have sold his position for money like it's been alleged with another one of the county Board of Review members, Mr. Ed Cockrell. Ed, how the hell you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Bob. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you for giving me a couple of minutes on the air. I appreciate it. It's pretty sad when public officials compromise the trust of the public and the people that they represent, and that's pretty sad. And I know everybody's innocent until proven guilty in this country, but we'll see how that all works out. But anyway, 2 things. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Keep fighting the good fight, doing what's right. I think most of us consider this election a theft, not a loss.
Right.
And I do that. I still do that, as well as Roger Cook, Carl Officer, Gary Cornwell, Amanda Rilka, all down the line. Everybody ran good races. We came close, but things happen. Second of all, if you have any problem in the calls I'm getting about the city of Belleville and the new assessments aren't good. So if you need some help, 618-406-5767. I'm still a certified Illinois assessing officer. I'll be there to help you and try to do what I can.
What about for your good friends down in East St. Louis?
My good friends, which one would that be?
Yeah,
if there's any.
Hey, Ed, I've had people call up here. They know you come around and you're on the radio a lot with me. And they said, we need Cockrell's number. We need help. You know what I told them? Hey, call Kern. Call Sprague. Call somebody else. I mean, you're down there trying to help them out, and they've disrespected you. They lost the best candidate they ever had when they didn't vote for you.
You know, Bob, there's good people everywhere, and there are some good people in East St. Louis. And if it's somebody that I knew wasn't just somebody that talked the talk and walked the walk and everything, I would help them. But no, the people that turn their back to me, nah.
Yeah.
Go get your help somewhere else. Go up to the courthouse. See how that works for you.
They're still calling me today, wanting money for this, money for that.
Somebody called me wanting a car the other day.
maybe to drive out of East St. Louis because it's going to be so bad. But you people of St. Clair County, you lost out when you didn't elect Ed Cockrell. You lost out when you didn't elect Roger Cook, because Roger Cook would have done a great job. But he was by far the better candidate. But it's not the better candidate that win. It's the organization. And the corrupt St. Clair County Democratic organization showed their true colors one more time. We got to go. It's Friday. I hope everybody, friend and foe, have a great weekend. You guys, you got to remember, politics are secondary to life. So let's live our life. Let's try to treat people good until they treat us bad. And when they treat me bad, I'm going to rip their damn heads off, their rotten bastard. So, I'll see you on Monday. Same time, same place. So let's continue, people, to unite, to expose and destroy these political parasitical punks, these punks that we call perverted politicians. Destroy them, as I always say, destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.